Choosing the right domain name is not an easy task. I will not cover the pitfalls you need to watch out for in this lecture, because this is already covered in my free course, and you can find the resource link to the specific lecture where the pitfalls of domain selection are discussed. Here we are gonna focus to brainstorm your domain name, and there are different types of tools available out there that will help you do this. One of those that I'm using for my site is Domain Name Blender. This tool works pretty well and is really handy. So if I just go ahead and type in a specific keyword like soccer, you will see that there are several different words listed on the bottom, and which suggests that I could use those in association with my keyword. However, as I don't want to do that, I will just keep on typing, and in this case my domain is going to be Soccer Training Wizard. So as you can read above, Soccer Training Wizard is available as .com domain, which is the domain extension we want to use. So in order to register my domain, I will need a domain registrar. In this case, I have chosen a domain registrar named Namecheap. Now, there are countless of different registrars available out there. However, Namecheap has been around for a long time, and it is one of the most trusted registers available today. So, in order to register our domain, I will just go ahead and type it in this little box, soccertrainingwizard.com. One thing I want to emphasize on is that you should never have your domain registered on your web host while at the same time having your website stored there as well. Basically, the recommended is to always use a different register for your domain and then a web host where you store your files of your website. This is covered in my free course, which you can find the resources to in the resource section of this lecture. Now, if I go ahead and click on search, the Namecheap is going to search for this domain and check if it is available. And just as you can see, the soccertrainingwizard.com is available. The domain is going to belong to us for a whole year for the price of $10.69. So if I click this little button and add this domain to the cart, you will see also that a small ICANN fee is attached to the domain cost, and the total is going to be $10.87. Now, I just want you to remember that the prices might change at the time you are doing this and watching this lecture. So pay attention to the subtotal listed here before you order. Also, once you order, you can't get a refund, so it is really important that you check that the spelling is correct and that you have not misspelled any word. So make sure to check this twice before you continue. So I'm just gonna scroll down here and to show you that there are other domains with different extensions available as well, but we are actually not interested in this, so we are just going ahead and click on view cart. Alright, so here we can see that our domain soccertrainingwizard.com is going to be in our ownership for 1 year, and you can also see that auto renew is turned off. What this basically means is that once you turn it on, you will automatically build once the 1 year period is over. Another interesting feature is the free Whois card, which is free for the first year. What this basically means is that your contact details such as home address and email address is going to be hidden from people that trying to look up the owner of the domain. And for example, if someone tries to look up the soccertrainingwizard.com, he will not be able to see the owner behind it. So this is a really cool feature that I recommend you to sign up for, and in this case you get it for free for this, so there is nothing to lose. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and click on confirm order, and here I will need to sign up for a new account, and this is basically something that I will not cover in this lecture, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. You can take a cup of coffee and see you. Alright, so you have signed up for your Namecheap account, and you have successfully logged inside it. This is how it looks in my Namecheap dashboard. However, before we start configuring things inside the Namecheap dashboard, we will do something in our web host. Now, just as I mentioned before, I'm using Namecheap as the registrar of my domain, which simply means that Namecheap is only responsible for managing my domain. However, the website files, including images, documents, etc., are stored on a web host named Bluehost. This is one of the biggest hosts available, but it actually doesn't matter which web host you pick, because they pretty much work on the same way. And here I am logged inside my cPanel. This is where you manage all your configuration, and in this case we are interested in adding the domain as an add-on domain. So if I click on add-on domains, alright, so here I have already done some preparation. The first step is to enter the domain we would like to associate with this web hosting. In this case, I am using a domain that is not already associated with Bluehost, which is the one we registered at Namecheap, which is soccertrainingwizard.com. The step 2 is to verify the ownership of this domain. This is easily done by pointing the name servers for the domain Soccer Training Wizard to ns1bluehost.com and ns2bluehost.com, which we are going to do in the dashboard of the Namecheap. The step 3 is to choose this domain as add-on. In most cases this is going to be already selected for you automatically, but if it's not, then please choose the add-on domain. And the step 4 is to create a new directory where we are going to store our files. This is also going to be automatically filled, but if not, then you need to choose to create a new directory and then type in something easy to remember. In this case it is Soccer Training Wizard, which is the name of our domain, obviously. Alright, so we are going to go back to the Namecheap and then modify the name servers. Alright, so back in the Namecheap dashboard, you need to click on the domain list on the left navbar and then on the Manage button. Here you need to change the name servers to the one in the Bluehost. So if you choose custom and then type in ns1bluehost.com and ns2bluehost.com, click on that this little icon to save, and just like as you can see, DNS server update has been successful. However, it is important to note that these changes might take up to 48 hours or 2 days. So the change of name servers at Namecheap has been successful, and as you can see in the step 2 here, the ownership has been verified as the name servers for the domain Soccer Training Wizard are currently set to the ones of Bluehost. Now the next thing we are going to do is to choose this option, and usually this is going to be already selected, but if it's not, then please click on add-on domain. An add-on domain is simply domain name that points to a different subdirectory of your web hosting account, which makes it possible to make it look like an entirely different website. So in other words, you're able to store countless of websites on one single hosting account. And the last step is to create a directory for our new website, and in this case Bluehost has already selected the domain name as the directory of our site, so I'm gonna just leave it as it is and then click on assign this domain. Alright, so as you can see in the bottom left list, the domain name Soccer Training Wizard has been added to the list of domains that we can use in our Bluehost hosting. This is basically what you need to do in this lecture, and in the next lecture I'm gonna show you how to easily install WordPress on this domain. So take a coffee or something and stay tuned. See you next.